to this week's episode of Chats with Jen. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow us or like us or subscribe to us on your chosen social media. But this morning, and it is a freezing morning here in Sydney, although you're not feeling the cold because you don't have a jumper on, but I am freezing. I have my cousin Chelsea. Welcome,
Hi.
Chelsea, to
Thank
Chats
you.
with Jen. And apart from being a great friend and a legend, Chelsea has been helping myself and our community here just with our fitness, with our health. She's into essential oils, and she's not just into essential oils. It's really important that when you get into health and fitness that you find someone who is knowing what they're doing. Because that's really important, and I know you've been passionate about that and reading and learning, and if you don't know the answer, you're passionate about finding the right answer. So welcome, Chelsea.
Thank you.
So she's going to do a few segments, and then we're going to get her back. She's going to be a feature here at Chats with Jen, so I hope she's excited about that.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So Chelsea, for this first little episode, I just wanted to talk about, where your passion for oils developed. And obviously you've got the 3 little ones, and I think you've always really been into health and fitness, and because whenever I come to your house, you always serve good, nutritious food. Chelsea has one of those machines. What do you call it? They call
Thermomix.
The Thermomix.
The Blitzer.
The Blitzer does everything. We can talk about that another time, but she's always making amazing things from that. But tell us a little bit about your journey with oils. What started you on them? Why did you get into them? All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I think I have my mum to thank. Mum has always been a passionate advocate for health. She has, since we were little, would tell us that investments in our health are worth it because we take our health with us wherever we go. And from a young age, I've watched her serving the Lord in lots of different ways, and she had always connected the two and said that it's important for us to be healthy so we can serve. And so I think that's where it began, is Mum instilling in us that health is worth the investment and that it's important. I think
Shout out to you, Judy. She's a nice lady.
Yes.
I don't know if she has social media, but she's a nice lady. We'll have to send this to her.
We will. So I think that's where it began. And then as a teenager, I think, you just are not necessarily thinking about health and that kind of thing. But I remember quite vividly in the afternoons, I would just be so tired. I would just want to lie down on my bed. And eventually I connected. It was because I was eating junk and not exercising properly, and then I just had no energy. And so feeling the effects of that, I think, kind of got me thinking, maybe there's something to what Mum said. So I think post high school, I started getting a bit more serious and a bit more deliberate about what we were doing.
That's a really good point, because I notice, and I'm not anywhere near high school age, but I notice now, and I love the chocolate and the snacks just like everyone else, but I notice simply before we even get onto the oils, if I eat well, I have more energy, I sleep better, I function better. When I make the choice, I love KFC. If I make the case for the KFC or the Cadbury's, I'm just feeling sluggish, so that's a really good point, to be listening to your body.
And I think working out the connection for me, and now that I have kids and sleep is precious but never guaranteed on any given night, and we have to function, there's no luxury of just kind of resting on a weekend. There's kids to run around after. I think I've just realised it's just so much more precious. The short-term investment and the long-term gain of thinking about health. And we're not super strict, but we do try and make a habit of being healthy in our household, so that when we have treats and things, it's enjoyable, but it's part of a bigger picture.
So
I think that's where the health journey has started and just noticing the effects. I think it feels good to exercise, and
it does feel good.
Yeah.
I always find when I exercise, and I'm not a health guru by any means, but you know, I make sure I walk every day. It clears my head, it clears my anxiety. The other thing that it really helps me to do is to process and order my thoughts. And I think especially for women, I mean, this is a podcast for everyone, but especially for women, it's kind of like, you know, that cotton steel ball, like there's just a million thoughts going around. And when I can order my thoughts, just going for half an hour, it just really, really helps me, you know. So how do you get exercise in with 3 kids?
Yeah, so I think my husband Tim and I have to be quite deliberate about working out where in our calendar is it going to fit. So he plays soccer, that's locked in, which is great. He has that to look forward to. That time out is carved for him. I jog, so that's a bit trickier, because if it's not planned, then it doesn't happen. And so try not to let it get to the point where I'm so tense that I think I have to go out. Try and plan it once or twice a week. So early mornings on Saturday before kids' sport is good. Or sometimes after school one afternoon. I will race the sunset and try and get some exercise in before the sun goes down.
So I think that's a good point. As we come to the end of this episode, I think that's a good point. You've got to plan, and you know, we talk about this in everything we do, and I know I've talked about on Chats with Jen. You know, make it part of your time map or your vision board, because if you don't plan, and the truth is, some people love exercise, but you know, it's great if it's a beautiful sunny day and the birds are chirping and it's inviting, but what happens if it's dark and glary? It's not about, you know, sometimes with things like exercise and health, you just got to do it, you know, whether you're going to enjoy it or not, just do it, because it's going to be good for you. So I think it's also a mind game, you know, you've got to deal with that chatterbox inside. So all right, well, that would be good conversation. So we're going to have you back. Thank you. We're going to get into talking about oils. I've become very passionate about essential oils. Poor Steve-O, where I'm like, I said to him the other night, now I'm just letting you know, I'm just communicating. We're going on a journey, and basically we're going to have like no cleaning products. We're just going to have all natural stuff. So we're going on a journey. I've been doing the little rollers with him. And the diffusers, but now we're going to the next level. So cousin Chelsea is going to help us with that. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you on next week's episode of Chats with Jen. Bye.
2019 is going to change our narrative by loving again. Looking heavenward for his divine inspiration, I see heaven is at the helm, beckoning us to uncover and explore a new way of loving that can be divided multiple ways to be a game changer in people's lives, and in turn having a rippled effect into the lives of those around us. As we embark on this journey of love again, may you tangibly feel heaven around you constantly, and its wind at your back every step of the way. And may the gentle whisper of his kind voice speak these stunning words afresh and anew into your sweet soul. Love each other the same way I have loved you. Be reminded, beautiful sweetheart, that you are passionately pursued, incredibly loved and abundantly believed in. The way of love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strive, doesn't have a swelled head, doesn't force itself on others, isn't always me first, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God's always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the